So before we start the slides, I'm Dr. Arpit Bansal, a cancer surgeon, a gut and longevity specialist, and the world calls me the Aquaman biohacker, also the founder of Blue Mind movement. But today I want to start till the slides. I want to tell everyone that we have been, like I'm a doctor, and we have been taught all chemistry. So I will say that your biology is not just chemistry. It is frequency, it is field, and it is the coherence. And being a doctor, from operation theaters to underwater meditation, to even HRV labs, heart rate variability labs, I have learned just one thing, that when your field is coherent, your biology performs at its best. And together we will show how real-world data, real-world science, and real-world studies to show how Leela Quantum makes this quantum energies measurable, usable, and practicable for our human performance. So here are our team. Malira brings the tech and research from Leela Quantum. I bring in 15 years of clinical experience, my Aquaman biohacking protocol, and the resonance. Let's flow. So as you see, over 60 total research already published, 40 plus randomized placebo-controlled studies already going on, 5 plus new upcoming studies, and 17 independent research centers. These are some of the big world centers where we have done all the research. I was part of the team, and Malira will explain that in depth. And the fields of research, from EMF radiation to cell recovery to sleep to HRV to ATP production, brain performance, stress factors, women health, people were talking about, and men health, water analysis, quantum entanglement, sleep, of course, and the most important parameter, the heart rate variabilities. Because our energies and everything in matter affects our stress, and also coherence in it can help reduce the numbers. Let's start with the first one, ATP production. This study was done at Dr. Robert Schiffers at the University of Tulsa, a beautiful doctor, and 3 randomized double-controlled studies were said. They show that statistically increasing ATP production by the cells for over 20 to 29%. And so we all know that ATP is not just energy. ATP is energy, ATP is for our cognition, for our performance, for our sleep, for our recovery. So these studies show that coherence increases cellular power. And this is real. This is not pseudoscience anymore. We show you a lot of studies, and a lot of 2026, I say to the world that it's going to be a great change in our healthcare, because lots of studies in longevity related to this and related to some other leading longevity things are going to be finalized. And we'll have more data. Next, being a surgeon, cellular recovery and wound healing is obviously my favorite thing. And 5 placebo-controlled randomized double-blind studies with human cells have showed positive response, positive results, saying simply that tapping into the quantum field simply speeds up recovery. Simple and powerful.
So the next study we look into is an EEG study. We ran in December last year and also October and November this year. And maybe you can go on even to the next slide, then I can show. So now we lost the slide.
No problem.
I can explain how it was done. Now you can see it. So on the right you see Natalie Zimmerman. She's a 2 times boxing world champion, and she joined this measurement. And a smartphone of the newest generation was placed next to her head. And then a 5G call was started. And what happened, you can see here on the left side, the brain waves went crazy. So it was a massive stress for the brain. And after our technology was introduced, after quantum energy was introduced, it could neutralize, it could harmonize. So the stress went down. And it means in numbers what you can see here, the gamma stress dropped by 77%. Beta stress dropped by 82%. And the alpha relaxation rise by 30 times. So this is massive. And so actually or you can go
Yeah.
back one time. No, to Natalie's.
Yes.
Okay, so I joined this study too, and it was so impressive how I could feel it in my body, because you won't feel it in the brain, because you cannot feel pain in the brain, but in the body it felt, so my hands and my arms became so hot, my neck so tight, and my brain, foggy. And with introducing quantum energy, I could relax again. And this is also a very interesting study from the reputable health lab in the US. They reached out to us with the question if quantum energy might help with the topic of fertility. So our answer was, we assume yes, but we don't know yet. So we gave them our tech, and they had contact to a lot of women struggling with this topic. And the first round was with 30 women, the second with 17, so altogether 100 women in this study. And you could see a drop of anxiety, drop of sleep issues, depressive mood went down, and all the other biomarkers that were measured. So altogether, they could feel more vital in their life, more resilient. And this you can transfer to your daily life, to the daily life of everyone.
And today, each one of us, as we know, is living an EMF-rich life. We agree to that. There is so much EMF all around us. And without coherence, stress markers rise and your HRV falls. Like, I'm a biohacker, I've been tracking every single movement, and it is quite visible. And with coherence, with Leela Quantum Tech, even inside an electric car, it neutralizes 100% of the EMF. That's how powerful this is. Another study done at the Besa Institute, and in Austria, it shows that even within an electric car, if you introduce coherence through an artificial, through the Leela Quantum Tech, it's a game changer. And Heal capsule is this Heal capsule, this which I'm wearing in my neck. And this is again, it neutralizes, it has visible changes in our HRV on our biohacking data, which so many gadgets we can track. And the results of international EMF research is even next level crazy, that it reduces 99.9% of all EMFs from 5G, from 3G, from microwave, and harmonizing. And we all want, as biohackers looking for longevity, we want our HRV, which is the core marker for resilience, for longevity, and for the nervous system, which we were nervous system regulation, which we were talking about in the last session. And this is another very interesting study, live blood analysis. So with our quantum block, which you can see there, and the dark field microscopic studies were done, randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blinded studies. And as you see in the center picture, the first picture is the baseline blood, and the center picture is Wi-Fi. As you expose your blood to Wi-Fi and you see it under dark field microscopy, Wi-Fi completely distorts the blood. And with just 10 minutes of your body part inside that quantum block, which you see on the stage, it gives a significant improvement, and you can see the blood picture. So this is dark field microscopy, not again pseudoscience. And the details of the study was the Rulox formation started getting better, the aggregation, the fibrin, everything changes. And water structure, I call myself the Aquaman because I'm deeply connected to water, and water responds to energies beautifully. Like in October, I was in Hololive, Japan, and they showed how water even emits frequency through sound. But this, with our quantum block test, we did studies, and Emoto Institute is like the official distributor of Japan, and they were very intrigued by the results, which just like the quantum block, which is kept there, improved the energy of the water significantly with only 3 minutes. And from one beautiful crystal, they formed 5 beautiful crystals. And even the quantum bottle, this is the quantum bottle, it changed from 1 beautiful crystals to 3 beautiful crystals. So I talk a lot about cellular hydration, And structured water is what the water inside each and every cells of our body. And it exists in nature again brilliantly. But through our stress, through our so many toxins which we consume, the structure of the water changes. So if we can improve the structure of the water, it again adds to the coherence. This you can do.
Yeah, so this autistic study, or the clinical study with autistic children, is also a very touching topic. So actually this came up through our community. We have a community with thousands of customers, and they talk to each other and learn from each other. And one family reached out to us and shared in the group that they found great things with their child since they use our technology. And later on, there was a clinic coming to us and asking for helping with the study. So we gave our technology to this clinic. They run it with 42 children, and they had a significant decrease
in the ATEC score.
Yes.
So ATEC score, like in autism, whoever works with autism, we understand the ATEC score. And like imagine 42 children, 9-month study, if there is significant reduction up to 20 points, 70% kids showing significant improvement. So this is, again, the future of medicine which is happening. Food sensitivity, there were beautiful studies with Malira will explain.
Yeah, so this is actually a pilot study, also inspired from our community, because they reported that the allergy reaction of the body was less after putting food in the quantum field. So we looked at it in a pilot study, means don't try it at home. We still have to figure out more about this. But what we could already see is a reduction of 65 to 95% when it comes to allergic reactions in regards to gluten, lactose or more. And also when you eat sugar, it creates a stress response in the body, and that could be reduced to 70 to 90% after putting, for example, the chocolate for a few minutes in the quantum field, means putting it literally in this block between the plates.
And animals, like again, being close to nature, there were studies done on dogs, like a 15-year-old dog without energy and with the effect of the quantum energies. And when even animals show difference in biology, with actually no placebo effect possible, then we start to really feel that the field is working on physiology and on biology directly. So that is this study I was very intrigued by. And these are the upcoming studies.
Yes, upcoming and ongoing studies means we don't stop with our research. We are looking forward what all will show up, what other results we can share. So there will be a lot more to come in regards to women's health, men's health, mitochondria, hormones. So yeah, stay tuned.
Even peak athletic performance, because I'm an athlete myself. I'm a doctor. I was by God's grace fit, but last 5 years I've ran marathons, and I have noticed the difference. And when athletes don't like theory, right? If their only metric is performance. And with world-class athletes like Natalie, like Belaine, who have been trusting this technology back and again, it's the ultimate validation. And so if you want to feel it in your field, if you want to feel this coherence in your field, scan this QR, and Malira even has a BESA, that's a bioenergetic system analysis machine, which you can experience yourself live. Without before, and then after keeping 5 or 10 minutes with your hand and then doing the BESA again. So you can experience that in your field. I would like to end before, in my own personal biohacking framework, which I've mentioned a couple of times since morning. I have built a biohacking framework where we heal and biohack our 5 different bodies. That is our physical, or the earth body, which most people thinking about health limit to, our water, or the emotional body, which beautiful lectures have been there in the morning, our air, or the mental body, again, everybody is living in our minds, and fire, and the spiritual body. So when these four are aligned, then there's a fifth hidden body. And that is the quantum body, that is the field. So quantum body is the hidden bridge, I would say, being a doctor, between physiology and possibility, between biology and consciousness, between human performance and human coherence. And with Leela Quantum, I have used, this is probably the first tech which is showing that how it is practicable, measurable, and how it is effective in our performance. So, and this, I believe, is the future of human potential, future of longevity, and future of healing. So not just maybe solely, but definitely as an adjoint. And this is all about, the future is all about integrative health, as many speakers today have already mentioned. Thank you so much.
So thank you for your time, and you are invited to visit us at our booth outside to experience quantum energy, and you can also join the test Dr. Abid mentioned. So thank you very much, and yeah, enjoy the conference. Okay.
With the talk.
Yeah.
If you have any questions regarding the text or anything, I would be happy, we would be happy to answer. Yes, yes. Hmm? Yes.
So I'd like to know the researchers that you mentioned what they long-term references to
Yes, yes. Yes, sure.
introduced variables that also added variation in situations. Like for example, you mentioned that there's a 20% decrease in the symptoms of autism.
Yeah.
So was there variation and variables added? For example, for somebody going to go to school and then you just stop
Can we have the slides again?
and that sort of changed them.
So this situation, so the children were at that, for the time of this research in the clinic.
It's not about.
Yeah.
It's not only about that research. I was talking about all the researchers you showed. They were commendable.
Yes.
If this technology looks awesome.
Yeah.
But my question really is for all your researchers.
Yeah.
Are there real-time life wearables that were added?
Let me answer that. So before we get to the research, she will explain about the research, but all variables, like I am a biohacker, so I am wearing an Aura ring, ultra-human ring, a Whoop on my leg, and an Apple Watch. And while giving this talk, there is a mode called stage performance mode that is on, and that is tracking all my data so that I can reflect on it later. But to tell you the real thing about HRV research, all the variables, the data is still glitchy. Like for 4 devices I'm wearing, so I'm giving you the real world fact right now. That's the truth. If you measure I'll show you my screenshot of all the 4 devices today. HRV is different on all the 4 devices. So it is important to look at the trends. And that's what is important, because till now there is no device yet. Since HRV is one of the most visible in terms of variables, since you asked, in like sleep quality, these things are very subjective, correct? But so HRV.
I do want to commend that your stage presence and the delivery was awesome. So if it's because of the gadget, you nailed it.
Thank you so much. So you can mention about this, how long-term or short-term they are.
Yes, so this is completely different from studies to study. So, for example, long-term in regards to the capsule, it was several months. And you can find all this research also in details on our website to look into it.
Sure, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got a very simple question. Your research is fantastic. It's very encouraging. My question is, how do we integrate this in our public health system for everybody?
Yeah, so there are different possibilities. You can have devices like this in your rooms, in your clinics.
There are bigger devices also than this.
Yeah, people can also wear the capsules, and we have an energy streaming, quantum energy streaming service. And this is also easy to implement on locations. So this is something we can
I'll tell you about that. That is a very interesting thing which she's mentioned. It is called quantum upgrade. So once we start feeling the field, see, it's not pseudoscience anymore. It's not science fiction. Some people might still feel that, but there is lots of connection and lots. I've been last 1 year, I've been across the world. I've spoken in Japan, El Salvador, Europe, UK, Chicago, LA, everywhere. And like many people are understanding this. What is the field? From our Hindu culture, it is the same as Akashic field. And like when it has all the information. And people like Leela Quantum, this one great tech, there are some other companies also which have tapped into the field. And once you tap into the field, you will see visible difference in your sleep, in your energy, in your overall well-being, vitality. So we humans, we have a crave that we want. Obviously, it has to be validated. It has to be on a long-term scientific studies. None of these studies are long-term studies as of now. So, but there is one more thing which it also acts as a placebo. And once it acts as a placebo, what is placebo? So I was invited as since you have raised this question, it's a very interesting debate. I was invited at the placebo symposium at a transdisciplinary research institute in Berlin. And there were only 20 of us. I was probably the only doctor, some quantum scientists, authors of biophotons, and some even religious spiritual teachers like Swaminand Sachanand Swamiji himself. We all debated on this topic, and placebo is basically it's not fake pill. It is our biology of coherence and the biology which is now been evident, and it is evident in all around nature. Photosynthesis is a quantum mechanical process. The laws at the cells generate energy from the CO2 and cannot be proved by classical laws of biology. And even DNA tunneling, photon tunneling, even how do birds migrate? The final answer to that is quantum technology. So there are evidences right very clearly in nature. There is no logical, classical, biological or classical physiological explanation to those things. So this quantum is our hidden thing. Obviously, when we start thinking over mind, will it work or not? So it's a it can play on your mind. But I think this is the future. And obviously, authenticity and validation is still being carried on. And that has to be carried on. The more data we gather, the more variables. So I'm working with another company called VeriClip. All these HRV, the basic variable which we all talk for stress, for resilience, cannot be measured if you don't correlate with your core body temperature. And all the rings variables are on our periphery. So it is not accurate on core body temperature. So like I am part of the scientific advisor, there's a device which clips to your underwear, and it can measure your core body temperature. So once we track visibility changes with the latest devices, so it's still in pilot testing. The device, I am piloting testing one of them for them. So but the more devices and the more accuracy, again, we don't need to chase technology. I always say that I have been there. I have biohacked from my red mind also. But biohacking is more about using technology, using upgrades like Leela Quantum to sync with your biology and not do it from your red mind. If you're doing it from your red mind or your stress mind, then there is no point doing it. We have to biohack it with presence. And that is why I keep saying to balance that nature is the only solution. Along with this, try and experience grounding. Integration is the use of nature and guided things, plus connection, and then obviously the use of tech like these yellow glasses are also a biohack.
Hi, Dr. Arpit here.
Yes, yes.
I'm Dr. Siddharthan Rajagopal.
Yeah,
so I'm the founder and CEO of Surgeomnics Robotics.
Nice to meet you.
So yeah, nice to meet you. And you are a surgeon, right? Mm-hmm. You're a cancer surgeon to be more precise. So how do you see yourself getting involved into quantum science? What made you, because what we practice is completely evidence-based medicine. So, quantum is a place where it's a new realm, and we need so much of research to go into and so much of science behind quantum technology. And rightly, as the speakers spoke in the first session in the morning, everybody needs a weekend getaway. You know, we are all surrounded by frequencies. All we need is a weekend getaway to detoxify ourselves. Yes, yes. When this detoxification is naturally abundant in the nature, it doesn't take a rocket science or it doesn't take a phenomenal engineer to figure out that they need to go to a place where there's less noise, or they need to go to a place where there is not much of people, not much of sound to detoxify themselves. So having that in the mind, having that in the background, how does using this quantum Leela tech in this current day world encourages or motivate us to use?
That's a brilliant question. You asked me my entire life journey, and that is a beautiful way to put it at. Because as you rightly said, I'm a doctor. I still perform surgeries, cancer and gut surgeries. I run a 200-bedded hospital, and I'm also like, so first of all, there are multiple sub-parts to the question. So how did I get into
question,
this?
Sorry.
No, that's brilliant. How did I get into this? I saw with my own eyes that I was happy doing surgeries. I was happy doing hysterectomies, doing so many surgeries every day. 4 or 5 years back, since you have asked it, I'll describe it in detail and that'll answer everything. I started questioning myself that is this true healing? Is a patient coming to me, I'm doing the surgery. Most doctors, most healthcare, so to put it as doctors, we have been feeded in our system that if you feel unwell, if you feel a pain, if you feel headache, you have to pop a pill. Because we were, as doctors, as MBBS students, we were taught neurochemistry, biochemistry, dopamine. We get anxiety, you pop a pill, it will increase your dopamine, serotonin. So we have been trained that everything is chemistry. But red light therapy, homeopathy, so many things in the world exist, hyperbaric therapy, that has shown that even energy changes the biology, changes the receptors, activates those receptors. Even biology of belief, forget anything, mindset. But again, mindset from a blue mind perspective, not from an overthinking red mind perspective. So that can change everything.
I agree.
So when I started delving deep into it, I started getting synchronicities, then why, lots of, I'm sure there are many people who recognize numbers. That is the level of consciousness. If you rate it, that is still only stage level 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Universe is definitely, universe is talking to you, but you need to go beyond and do something tangible about it. And we all have our different energetic frequencies and structure. Quantum is definitely new, but people have won Nobel Prizes for it.
It's definitely a start.
It's not a start. It's like all these quantum, for example, the bird migration study which I was saying, it is 1980 studies. But because it seems pseudoscience to us, what is consciousness actually? And what happens, that will take a different mode of the topic now.
Yeah.
But staying to the point, quantum field, how using this tech can improve. I have noticed difference in my field, my friends and family. My friend Aradhika is sitting, she's noticed sleep pattern difference since the day she's wearing this. And overall, it's about just trying to entrain your nervous system. And the more ways which you can make it integrative, grounding. So I got into it through the synchronicities and then kept on looking into it. What's the answer? Then so I've started something called as underwater meditation and doing some tangible studies with biggest companies in the world on how underwater meditation shifts and activates these brain waves. So it's a very upcoming field. Some things may not be correct, some things may be correct in the future, but it is definitely much better than popping a pill every time, trusting your frequencies. For example, again, sorry sir, there is another question. I'll cut it short now, because otherwise you got the answer, I guess. And we can talk in more depth. Yeah. Hello sir. Yes. I can hear you. Sorry, your voice is not very clear, sir.
Actually, we are really running late.
Yeah. No. I'll talk to you later, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.